Hi guys, welcome back. It is another weekend at the homestead and we're gonna see what we can get done today. We've got a short weekend. We had a rainy day, so we didn't get much done yesterday. Well, actually, we didn't get anything done yesterday. But I think today what we're gonna do is I'm up by the woodshed, and I'm not feeling the best. I got a tooth that's bugging me, so I got an appointment on Monday for the dentist. So I'm gonna work on getting this floor finished up, so that we can get the generator mounted in here and get things kind of where we want them. Get the floor in, and then I can start working on that wall a little bit. I mean, I hate to expose it to the weather, but I think I got enough planks I can start to cover it up a little bit. But I just want to get some stuff done in here, get this a small project, and I said with things there, I'm just not feeling comfortable with the chainsaws today. So we're not in a position that where we live and how far we are from a hospital, if I were to make an error or mistake, wouldn't be a good thing. So I'm just going to err on the side of caution and get some stuff done, some small projects done today. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get this floor done. Well, guys, guess what? You can probably guess. I did the rest and I forgot to turn the camera on. So, sorry, I'm a little winded. Like I said, this issue with my tooth is just taking a lot out of me. But got the decking on. Actually had some 3/4 inch plywood that came from a demolition that I did from an old fire station where I used to be on. We remodeled the station and this stuff came out and they were just going to throw it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep it. I might use it someday. And I trucked it up here on a trailer load, and I had 2 3/4 inch pieces of plywood that tongue and grew. So I cut them down and they fit. I mean, they're not perfect, but who cares? This is going to be a utility space. It's not going to really matter what's in here. So, but yeah, I mean, you can see there's like paint that was spilled on them at one point, and they got oil on them at another point, and so. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish getting this screwed down. I got it tacked in. I just got to finish screwing it down, and then I'm gonna drop those boards down so that they're down at the bottom, and see if we can get this tied up a little bit more and get it close to where she's gonna be ready to start putting stuff in here, because I got to move some stuff from there. I think I'm gonna do a double wall on that side, but I'm not 100% yet. You can kind of see daylight through some of the cracks. Kind of, sort of. I don't know how much that picks up on the camera, but you can see some daylight. I kind of want that, a little bit of airflow, but I don't want rain to get through. But I think it's far enough apart that it's not going to do that, hopefully. If it does, then I'm definitely going to have to put a second layer of 1x in here to seal these outer walls. I will on this side for sure in the long run, because I'm going to have to beef this up over here, because I'm going to be hanging a 30-gallon gas tank that's going to be on a slide system that I got to design. And then our generator will be in this corner with the exhaust going out this front, and then that'll be fixed to the wall, the exhaust, and then I'll have an exhaust fan up above it on this wall here, and then I'll have an air intake over the louver air intake over there so that we get fresh air coming through. And then our propane tanks. I mean, I don't necessarily like the idea of fuel and motors mixing, but you know, hey, look at how many cars you got that are, you know, and your boat motors and stuff. We're going to keep it cool. I mean, I think if it was going to be hot in here, then it would be a different story. But if we keep it ventilated, and whenever the generator's running, there's a vent fan running, I'm not worried about any fuel, you know, any fumes building up or anything like that. Plus, if you look, let me flip the camera back around. You know, there's air gap at the top here, and I'm not going to close that off. I want to keep that, like I said, I'm not worried about keeping it, you know, weather tight. I just want water tight. I don't want the water in here. I don't want to get snow in here, and I just want it to be a place that we can store some small stuff like our lawn chairs, things like that we might have up here for now, and then just our utility stuff like our little utility trailer for hauling firewood, maybe our mauls or chainsaws, things like that. The stuff that we use for the firewood or we use for the generator, I'd like to keep in this space. So that's kind of what I work on, but I'm going to flip the camera around and get finished up with this floor. Hi guys, they're not perfect, but I don't care about it up there because that's going to be the woodshed blocking that anyways. But I just wanted to have it somewhat of a clean surface to have stuff to be able to anchor to if I need to. I got to put some bracing in here for the propane tanks that'll be here. I got to put a channel in with some brackets for the tanks, so that'll be for another day. I got to order that stuff, but so those propane tanks, the big propane tanks, will sit there, and then we'll just kind of keep plugging away. But I think I'm gonna work on getting this cleaned up, get the generator in here temporarily again in this corner, kind of get it placed where roughly it's going to be, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, that's kind of what's going to sit. I got to level it a little better, but generator's kind of going to sit right where it is there. I got to find some rubber cushions because I want to actually anchor it to the floor so that it's still going to be portable, but I want to be able at least to anchor it down so that it doesn't vibrate as much, so you get rid of some of the vibration and noise. The exhaust one will be ported out through the wall once we build this wall. And then I'm going to put that steel, those two pieces of steel that I have left, I'm going to put them in this corner here. One going that way, one going that way, just to deflect some of the heat from the exhaust, the radiant heat from the exhaust, which shouldn't be too much, but it'll dissipate that heat pretty quick so it doesn't get hot in one area. It's a foot away from the wall, so I'm not worried about it getting hot at all. And like I said, and then the dock caddy that we have for our old place for the boat, we're going to get that on a mechanism that we can lift it up towards the top, so the bottom of it is at least above the tank here, so that when we do have to add, we can just gravity feed it. We don't have to try to fill it to another tank and then do all that stuff. So we're going to come up with some type of mechanism for lifting that, so we don't have to lift it. And that's going to be far enough away. That's 3 feet away, so it's far enough I'm not worried about any heat from the motor getting too close to it. And that thing sits out in the sun, so I mean, it's been out in a 100-degree day and not had any issues. So I'm not really worried about it because it's not going to get that warm in here. It just isn't. Not with the ventilation that I plan on putting in here. So, hi guys, that is going to be it for this week's video. Apologize for a little shorter. Like I said, I'm not feeling the greatest, so thanks for hanging with us, and we will see you next week.